Hello everyone, it's me, Nancy Finch, doing another Tea with Nan on a Monday, 12 o'clock. I hope some of you can join me. I've got my lovely wish cup today. Really love that. It holds a lot of tea. I hope you're all okay from last week when I was last on here. Today the sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. It's just lovely out there. I hope you're enjoying your day so far. Today's talk, Tea with Nan, is about making a wish. You know, how many of us just don't do that anymore? Unless it's a birthday, maybe we might make a wish on a candle, but you know, we don't really make wishes anymore. Well, a lot of people just get into a groove, if you like, of how to get this job done or what to do with their lives and keep it in kind of all tidy places. But they don't often make a wish more than they can aspire themselves to be in a few years. Like, they might think, oh, well, I'm limited. I'm limited by certain conditions. Hi, Anne. Lovely, Annie. Lovely to see you, darling. You're the first on here today. Give yourself a Monday hug from me. I'm going on about making a wish today, or two, or three. It's really good for you. Thank you for the heart, darling. Because we forget to make wishes. We kind of limit ourselves, as I just said, to our conditions, what we think we can afford or do, or you know, time allowing and all those limitations that we are restricted by. We kind of forget to dream on. And I think it's really important. Hi, Vanda. Lovely that you're here. And Faye. Happy Monday hugs to you, darling. Yes, it is a lovely day, isn't it? Beautiful. Doesn't it just make you feel good? We all need this. But we also need to dream. You know, people quite often, they wait for a full moon or a new moon, and then they might say, I'll use the moon's energy to dream. And that's a brilliant idea. I'm going to be talking about that a bit more. It's a really good thing to focus your aspirations and dreams in a place maybe once or twice a month where you can say, right, this is where I write my affirmations or what I want, and I imagine it to come true. So when we make a wish, our inner child, which basically opens this one here when you make a wish, this chakra here thrives. You get more inspiration and joy in life when that one's open. And we do need it open, otherwise we're restricted in what we can create for ourselves. So when we dream, when we have a feeling of having, I'd love to be there, or I'd love to have this, and you imagine that you have it, it's a bit like an affirmation, I guess. What we're going to be talking about is how to put energy towards that dream. So yes, you can use the moon. A lot of people make a list out. They do a list for the new moon or the full moon. So it depends on what what your preference is. A lot of people say there's more energy with the new moon, and that means no moon, by the way. You can't see it. But give it a go. See what you feel. I mean, write a list, or maybe don't write a list. Whatever. You can think about it. You can put it on your notes on your phone. Some people think, well, I want that. I'm going to jot that down, so when the next full moon or new moon comes along, I'm just going to put energy to that thought, that desire, that wish. I haven't always used the full moon. I do sometimes, but what I've done, as most people will know, I visualise very well. And I sort of, as a child, a lovely story I've written on my board here, that when I was a child, I remember, quite young actually, I lived up near London, and I remember, or sort of Staines area, that sort of area, and it was very congested, and it was a lovely place, but I always wanted to live in Cornwall. So my mum and I used to watch the weather every night on the news, and back in those days, you just had a little picture of Great Britain, and I remember showing my mother, I'm going to live right down there on the shoelace of that boot. If you think about where Great Britain is, it looks like a little shoe down here, doesn't it? So I remember pointing to that every single night. I'm living there, not knowing where there was. As a child, I just said, I'm going to live there. And I wanted to live where all the coast was and the beautiful energy of Cornwall, but I didn't know it was Cornwall. As a child, I wanted to live there. Anyway, so I carried on. My mum got used to this. She used to laugh. And as I grew up, I found myself wanting to move, you know, from that area. And now I live in Cornwall. But I'd forgotten all about, I used to do that when I was a child. And one day I realised I was wishing for that way back. And all I had to do was imagine that could be possible. So I'd make a wish every single day that that's where I lived. I'm the happiest girl living here in Cornwall. I love it. Love it. I would never leave here. This is my emotional home as well as everything else. How could you want to leave something you've always wished for? I'm so grateful. So, and that keeps me here. So I used to dream about living here, and that was a lovely aspiration as a child. And no matter what I was going through, and as most people know, I haven't had an easy childhood, I hung on to the fact I'd be happy in that place. Okay? And without an aspiration, you have no drive and energy to get you there. You have no petrol in your tank, if you like, to get you driving towards what you want in your life. Now, it doesn't have to be like a move. It could be a small thing you want. It could be anything. It could be to find, I don't know, the right place to live, to the right place to go on holiday. It could be anything. It could be just maybe your soulmate. Maybe you want to feel you have a soulmate, and you only have to imagine that you have that, and you put that wish, that desire in your mind, and your mind believes you, because 95% of your subconscious is going to go, okay, I'll try and make that happen then. It's listening to everything you're saying. So if you could just say, I have this, I want that, I'm going to aspire towards this, and I'm making a wish on it. And then find a structure that works for you, that will focus you on it, because you need to be focused. Like I had that vision every day. I was focused on it, and I could simply think, okay, that's where I'm going to live. And every day I reinforced it. So it used to be quite a laugh, actually, when Mum used to laugh. Well, how are you going to get there? Well, I don't know. I'm just going to be there. And one of my family members, she was passing a very lovely art gallery, a local art gallery, and she always wanted to work in a place like that. It was a beautiful place. And as she passed it one day, I was walking with her, and she said, I could work there. I could be there. And, you know, just by saying it and letting go of that thought and not fighting it or resisting that thought, how, why, those kind of facts can get in the way. But if you just desire it and imagine you deserve it and just take that thought into you, you're making yourself feel great on all levels, physical levels as well, as I go on about. But it turns out my family member did work there, and she's still there now. And she just remembered it the other day. Oh my goodness, I aspired to work there. I didn't even remember that. I just did. I ended up working there, and she's really happy. So when you dream, when you aspire, when you think about, make a wish on something you want, whatever that is in your life, you're really helping this chakra to open. You're helping your body's lymph to work better. You're helping your inner child to express his or her needs. You're helping yourself to have more playtime naturally, to be less serious. And this one is really quite important for your emotional balloon to be high. If this particular chakra is shut, then you don't really have those happy, spontaneous feelings that you need. And you're not really getting the best out of life. So you really need to keep this open with a wish that you desire. So think about it. Hi, Kerry. Lovely to see you on here, darling. Happy Monday hugs to you. Another chakra that opens is the solar plexus here, because they work really well, the inner child and the adult together. You will feel in some way like you've got something to look forward to. You've got hope, but you also feel the power of that thought. You feel the aspiration, as I say. You feel the drive, the energy, the excitement to move towards that, which is always a good thing. I mean, just think about it. What do you want? And dare to dream. I mean, dare to make a wish. People do that. You know, children love making wishes, don't they? They can make a wish when they blow out those little, you know, blow the dandelion seeds and things. That's lovely. I used to do that every time, actually, as a child, and make a wish and make an intention, because a wish is an intention, isn't it? Hi, Susan. Lovely to see you, darling. Happy Monday to you. People do it, as I say, with birthday cakes. They do it with shooting stars, don't they? People look at a shooting star and it's magical. You think, I'm making a wish on that. Well, if you make a wish, you've set an intention and you're making yourself feel good. Hi, Georgina. Nice to see you, darling. Have a nice big hug from me. Hope you're well. So you could make a wish for your family, your friends. You could make a wish for yourself. As a child, as I say, I made lots of wishes for people around me, where I wanted to be, you know, a happy life, all those things. And it all came true because you're still focused on it. Oh, hi, Georgina. Thank you, darling. I love all the kisses. Thank you. So you can do it in any way that suits you. A friend of mine, we used to sit, a few years ago, we sat out in my lovely garden looking up at the beautiful full moon. Really lovely. And we took it in turns to make a wish. And we kept looking up at the moon and using the energy, the focus. And we sort of looked up and we said, okay, your turn. And she reeled off loads of stuff she wanted. And I did the same. And I can honestly say I've got what I desired that day that night when I sat there looking up at the moon. And so has she. She's got lovely children now. She's really happy. She's everything she desired. she had to focus on, and she focused with the moon's energy. Now the moon is a little bit like a quartz crystal, not a rose quartz, but a really lovely strong quartz crystal in the sky, and it's going to give your thoughts, your desires, more energy naturally. I mean, it can turn the tides. It can certainly help you, drive you forward, give you more energy towards what you need, and by the law of attraction as well. As I always go on about, the law of attraction is so important because what you focus on, you draw more to you. So if you're focused on what you don't have and the lack in your life, you're going to, without realizing it, of course we don't know we're doing it, but we can draw more of that to us because we expect it, because we're focused on it, because we're feeling it. So if you can change whatever situation you're in right now, whatever you're feeling, if you could just think the opposite of that and make a wish on it, do something, put a candle there, think about what you want and blow the candle out as if the universe has got it and the law of attraction is going to deliver it to you. It takes 17 seconds to lock it into your mind, to your body, and it's a bit like putting a letter in the post, isn't it? 17 seconds, desire, feel it, let it go. You know, as I say to my clients, if you had a letter you want to post, you don't stand there waiting for the postman. You put it in the letterbox and walk away. And you kind of just detach from it, expect it to be done. That's the kind of attitude I want people to do, because then if they just think about it and expect it, let it go, then you're not still thinking about the lack, are you? And you can kind of fool your subconscious for that and let the universe deliver it to you. So I used to do lots of lists for the full moon and the new moon. It's up to you what you do with that, if you want to play with one or the other or both. Or you could just use a visual thing like I used to with the little map I used to look at and I was going there. You could have something in your mind. You don't even have to write it down if you don't want. But think about what you desire. Think about what you've been denying yourself by limits, limitations. I can't do that. Don't have the logical answers to get me there or here. You haven't actually got to work that hard. You've just got to wish. And so how many people make wishes that are listening to this? As I say, we do it when we see a shooting star. We do it when we have a birthday cake. Oh, children do it with Santa, a Santa list. We forget as we get older. Oh, we forget so easily because we become serious. We become logical, more logical. And as I say, it can hold you back. So we need to have a wish, because if you don't have a wish, how can you make a wish come true? It's just like the song from South Pacific. I won't break into song, but I have reminded you of this before on a thing I did, Tea with Nan, a while back on the 24th of the 1st, 22, and that was about daydreaming. And there I remind you, you don't have to write it all down, but you can look up to the sky, you can daydream, you can imagine, put energy to that thing you desire and make it possible. Because otherwise, if you don't, take the garden for instance, if you don't plant seeds, how are you going to get the flowers grown? You have to plant the seed in your mind of what you desire. So daydreaming is good for you. But to make a wish is slightly different today because we're doing something. We're lighting a candle, or we're looking at the moon, or we're writing a list, which is far more action, isn't it? So, and it's making you mindful. It's making you mindful of what you desire and what you deserve. So have a think about what it is that you'd like to have. It could be anything. Is it more money? Is it a car? Is it children, something for your children? Is it family? Is it just good health? It could be anything, any area of your life. Don't deny yourself those wishes. And don't be frightened to say, well, if I wish for it and it doesn't happen. A lot of people are afraid that if it doesn't happen, they'll be feeling worse for it. But you have to have something to aspire. It's like, if you're dreaming and you're making a wish, you at that moment that you're feeling it, that you're letting your inner child give you some aspiration that you're looking forward to. It's good health, says Annie. Yes, absolutely. Then you imagine you have good health. You imagine what it's like to have good health. And you make that wish. And maybe, as I say, put it into a structure of a candle or looking at the moon or writing it out. But yeah, going back to, some people have said, but if that wish doesn't come true, won't I feel worse? No, because while you're actually doing that wish, for that very moment, for that time you're doing that, your body is thriving. These energies are opening according to what you're wishing for. You know, you might wish to be safe somewhere that makes you feel happy to live, or as I say, good health. A lot of people need to have good health. Then break that down, put it in a list, light the candle, and dare to make that wish. Just think to yourself, I'm using the energy of the moon, or I'm using my visualization, or I'm going to use an affirmation even. That's another little Tea with Nan I did, called Affirmation, Power of Affirmations. And that was on the 12th of the 12th, 22. So you can find these on my website, www.nancyfinch.co.uk. And if you want to share this video with everyone else you know, then it might help to inspire them and give them a reason to wish. You know, people forget. They need reminding. I needed it. My inner child, as I got older, disappeared somewhere. I had to get that part of me back. And it's really important that we dare to dream, you know, dare to make that wish. And so it's good for your body in that moment. It's good for your mind. It's good for the law of attraction. And we've got to be, you know, making the wish, but don't be attached to it. Let's see if it comes true. You know, don't be too hung up on if it doesn't, because then you're focused on what you don't want. And as a little saying I've got, people will know this from the daydreaming Tea with Nan I've done. Focus and feel what you want to be real. So focus on it and feel it as if it's true. Imagine it and detach from it. That's what the candle's about if you use a candle, because once the flame's out, you kind of just move on. It's like putting that letter in the post again, isn't it? So what do you want? What would it be? It can be something small. It could be more time for yourself. It could be playtime. It could be to aspire to have a beautiful allotment like Annie's got, you know, my lovely friend on here. She's worked really hard at that, but she had to dream it first. She had to imagine it and make that wish. And a lot of people, you know, they aspire to make their lives better in so many ways, and then they fall short because their emotions not really high enough to attain it, or they don't feel the energy to move forward and just stay in one place like a dog chasing a tail. So if we can just think, what do I want, but not really get too attached to how, because that does tend to stop us adults from getting what we want and what we wish for. Okay. So we need to focus on it. We need to let go of it. You can do that by writing a list. You can do it by some kind of structure, like I say, because if you don't have a structure, you'll forget to do it. Oh, hi, Sophie. Lovely to see you on here. I bet you make wishes on the full moon, don't you? Just looking out to the moon will do as well. I mean, if you were to just, without having to write it down, just make a point of looking at a beautiful full moon as a reminder that you have the energy, the power inside you to make those wishes come true. And you can use the beautiful energy of the moon. You can look to see, right, when's the next full moon? I mean, we've just passed 2 days ago, we've just had a new moon. And as I say, people do like writing lists for those. And 2 days ago, it's still, the energy is still there. Why not start now? Why not build up towards the new full moon? And then when you've got that full moon, read your beautiful list and imagine that the list is coming true, that it can happen to you. And just look at the moon and look at your candle that you might put on. And then you need to detach. Blow the candle out. And you've read your list. And keep your list. If you want to, keep your list. Because you may be ticking it off. Or use it for next month. You know, do the same thing again. It's not going to hurt you at all. It's going to help you. Hi, Wendy. Lovely to see you, darling. Happy Monday. Hugs to you. So some people I know, they just keep adding to the list. I've got a little list. But they keep adding to the list. So they think, I want that and that and that. And that would make me happy. That would make my family happy. Or to keep your family well or safe. You could make that wish. That wish is an intention. That intention is energy. It's an aspiration for wellness. It's for whatever else you want. It's the movement. It's the energy to move you forward. To actually give that some possibility to come true. But your subconscious can help you with that. You know, you're thinking on a conscious level, I'll wish for that, but how, as I say, or if that might get in the way, or this person, or whatever. Don't let those things be in the way. Children don't. When they make a wish and they're in the moment with it. And they don't think, what happens if, and I can't have that. Because the power is in that emotion of attaining that, of wishing for it, thinking it could be possible. So let's make a wish list in our minds or on paper or on your phone, on your notes. I mean, just look out and make a wish to the moon. I've gone on about the moon a lot today. But yeah, focus and feel what you want to be real. It's a playful thing to do. When my friend and I did that in the garden, and we just looked up at the beautiful moon, and it seemed so magical just to make that wish. And for a moment, we were like children, thinking of every little detail we wanted to have in our lives. This is what you can do. You can trust that feeling is going to make you feel better. It's going to make you feel well while you're doing it. It's going to keep this energy flowing. It's going to make you, it's going to inspire you. It's going to give you new ideas. It's going to present those things to you if you put enough energy into having it, imagining that you have it. Okay? So I hope that you can play with this, guys. Maybe at the back of your mind, I know you're busy, and people have busy lives all the time, and they get distracted or they forget. But just maybe have a little book, or put it, a piece of paper. You just sort of start writing a couple today. Just think about what would you like to wish for, and then be excited as the moon's energy, is building, and we get the full moon. Then do something about it, because you're doing an action. You're attaching that action of lighting the candle, reading your list, or looking out at the moon, or looking out at the shooting stars, or the beautiful stars in the sky. I don't care what you do it on, as long as you have some kind of structure that gives you every month or twice a month, I make my wishes. And that's lovely. Why not? You don't need a birthday cake to do it, but you can if you like. A lot of people, as I say, do it at Christmas. Children, I want my Santa list. So, be a child if you like. Imagine, be in the moment. Bring that inner child to the surface of yourself and think not what is possible, but what would I like to wish for? And make that wish, because you keep your emotional balloon high when you do it. There's although some people have said to me, I get too much going on, I can't make that wish, it's not important, I need to get this job done or that job done. So if you do find your head spinning with other stuff, then maybe go to my Nan Talks in the indigo section. That means you go onto that bit there, that little third eye area here, click on that. You'll find a talk called Still Your Waters. And that is a really nice exercise to bring yourself down and calm your mind. And you do that exercise of stilling your waters with a breath. It's really nice. And from that time is when you've done that, from that energy of being still, is when you can really think about what you'd like, what you deserve to feel, what you deserve to call into your life. So it's a nice one. Look through any of the talks, actually. They're all good. See which one you fancy. It might just help you to bring you into a place of happier happier sense of self. Getting tongue-tied. So keep your emotional balloon high. Dare to dream. Have a dream. Because if you don't have a dream, you're stuck in a more resistant place of happiness. You do need to expand. You do need to drive yourself towards those happy dreams and wishes. And it takes energy to do it, emotional energy to do it. So don't be afraid. Make that wish. And see, it might just come true. Maybe not all of our wishes have to come true, but some of them will certainly inspire you and give you the energy to move forward into other areas of your life you need to develop. It might be a new job. It might be a new house. It might be a person in your life. It might be, as I say, good health. It could be having more time for yourself, holidays, anything. Because people that dream, they tend to give that a greater possibility of happening. So, I hope you've enjoyed this. You need the inner child to work for you. So, just dream so that part of you can keep you well. Okay? I'm going to go now. I think this is everything I wanted to say. So, just think about it. Full moon, new moon, just an idea, structure. Or do what I did and just say every day that is what I have. I deserve that. I can have that. Okay? Just focus on it. Focus and feel what you want to be real. Okay? Right, I think that's me done. I could talk forever, couldn't I? Be happy. Give yourself a big Monday hug from me. And dream, make a wish. But be active with that. Be mindful with that. And keep your emotional balloon high to give it energy. Lots of love to all of you listening, and I shall see you next Monday at 12 o'clock for another Tea with Nan. Oh, doing it now while you're talking, says Annie. Oh, well done. I admire you. You did it with your allotment as well. Brilliant. I'm really impressed. You had to have that wish, that desire, that aspiration, and without thinking about it, it just happens. I'm really, really pleased for you. And think about things, bigger things. Why not? Think about all areas of your life, for your family, for your friends, and make a wish. It's a lovely thing to do. People love rituals and things, you know, like lighting candles, and well, then do it for yourself. And it shows that another feeling of value to yourself. So make a wish and let me know how you get on. Lovely. Oh, hi, Susan. Thank you, my darling. Lots of love to you. If any of you want to talk to me about this, you can always email me on nancyfinch@hotmail.co.uk. Enjoy making your wishes, you know. What's this? Having to alter parts. I don't know what she means. Oh, Annie's just she's altering stuff as she's writing, I think. So have fun with that. Bring your inner child out and make a wish. I shall see you next Monday at 12 o'clock. Take care, everyone. Have lots of fun. Lots of love to you too, Susan. I'll see you next week. And keep your emotional balloon high, because that's where you'll be happy. Thank you. Bye, darlings. Bye.